Now this is a Bresenhems line drawing algorithm for practical implementation. Once again, all of you welcome. Now, first of all, you have to include is what iostream.h, correct? Then hash include second one graphics.h. Okay, because of your implementing graphics program. Then third, you have to include here conio.h. Okay, that is for get source and read any characters. And then here again include one file, that is the math.h, because of we need to calculate here round value. Here I am considering one function int sign. So what is this int sign function? That is going to return a value for whether the line is going to in positive direction, means uh, that the slope I have already considered that the slope is 0, 1, okay, or greater than 1. So that this sign function is indicated for that void main, that is the main function. Then here you have to start int gd is equal to detect, then gm, okay, that is a gd graphics driver graphics mode. Here I have again considered that integer int dp. Suppose dp is for decision parameter. I have considered for my loop, okay, x comma y, that is the initial point, okay, and x1 y1, these are the starting point and the ending point of the line, okay. Dx and dy, suppose this is a dx and dy is for what? Difference between x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. S1 and s2, that have indicate the sign, whether the line is going to in positive direction or in negative direction. Temp I have considered for swapping, okay, or exchange. And then I have considered one exchange flag, okay. So this exchange flag indicate whether the line is going to in x direction or in the y direction, means increment value or the decrement value. Then init graph, in init graph you have to pass and gd comma and gm, and here you have to consider the path what turbo c3, okay, bzi. So this is for including all the program those you are implementing in your graphics. So then I want to read the point, what enter the point. Suppose I enter p1 point is having x1 y1 coordinates, and p2 point is what x2 comma y2 coordinates, okay. So that values you have to read from the user. Then cin is what x1 y1 x2, okay, and y2. So these are the value you have to read and store. And suppose I have calculated the dx is x2 minus, so here x2 minus x1, so that you have to consider as an absolute function, x2 minus x1. Why absolute? Because of dx must be the positive, so this absolute value return, this function return the positive value. Dy again you have to put what absolute y2 minus y1, okay. So this program as an b underscore line dot cpp, okay. Now I have understood this four step. Just I have initializing in and reading the point and calculate dx dy. Here again I have considered after calculating dx dy, so that is s1 value I have passed this in a function. So what is the function? That is my function sign. So that indicate your dx value, and s2 I have put suppose s2 as in sign dy. Means what this indicate whether I am going to increase the line in x direction or the y direction. This s1 and s2 return value indicates like this. So x1, that is my initial point, x is equal to x1 and y is equal to y1. Okay. So this is my initial point of the line. So if dy is greater than dx, means what I have told, so I have always used here dx as a length, but sometimes dy may be greater than dx. So that time you have to exchange it. So how can I exchange it? By using a swap function. So for the swap function, you have to consider temp is equal to dx, okay? Dx is equal to dy, okay? And dy is equal to temp. So that is going to exchange the values. That is exchange the values from dx to dy and dy to dx. And here I have put this exchange underscore flag as an 1. So previously I have initialized 0. Once I exchange it, that will become a 1. Now else I have to put exchange flag 0. Suppose they have not executed, that time I have to put as a 0 and then calculate dp. So this is my dp is what? Decision parameter 2 star dy minus dx. Okay, so this is dp is equal to decision parameter. So what is the decision parameter that can be take whether I am going to select the upper one pixel or the lower one pixel. So that is my dp, that is the decision parameter you can select, and initialize the value I is equal to 0 first. Now while I less than is equal to dx, this is my loop, while loop. Okay, while I less than is equal to dx, so I have to put pixel first. So put pixel is what? What the value x comma y. Because of that I have initialized the value x comma y 15. So that I have put the pixel. If this dp, okay, whatever the decision parameter you have calculated is decision parameter is greater than or equals to 0, okay, and if exchange flag is 1, okay, is equal to 1, is equal to 1 means that's exactly 1, that you can say that is exactly 1. Then what you can do, x is equal to x plus s1. Else if not, then y is equal to y, okay, plus h2. Means that you have to increment in x direction and then increment in y direction. Then dp again you can call it dp is equal to dp minus 2 star what 2 star dx. Okay, that is my next decision parameter. And then close this loop. And then if this is if condition, you can close. If exchange flag is exactly 1 over there, then you can again increment y is equal to y plus h2. So this is a little bit modification you can perform because of you are going to write this program for all kind of lines. Okay, go ahead. So you have understood this? Any question up to this point? Wait for a moment. They have put in the line directions. Okay. If exchange flag 1 and then you have to put here else part. Suppose else x is equal to x plus s1. So only you have to add here. If exchange flag 1, then dp is equal to dp, that is the decision parameter, plus 2 star dy. Okay? And here you have to increment I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. So then here my loop is going to end. So I have told again while loop. While loop end here. Okay. Now go for which one? Is there any question up to this point? You have understood? Once then get ch close graph. Okay, and that is my main function is going to be here. Main function. But I have forget to write that my sine function. So I can write the sine function int sine. Okay, int sine function. So that int again take here argument because of this is the function. Integer is the data types of that function, and this function can accept the argument as an integer argument. So that is the parameter is also the integer data types. So that's why in bracket I have written integer. If argument is less than 0, correct, then return -1 because of that is the -1 less than 0 is whatever the value that you have to return. And if argument is equal to 0, okay, means that is a positive value, then return 0 because of that the return 0. And else suppose that the positive value, then you can return 1. So this is my function. Everybody understood this function? What this function? Sine function. Sine function return the sine of an argument. Correct? Sine function can return means -1. Here some problem of the connection, network problem. Is it visible to all? Okay, now. So see this, that the entire program that I have typed over here. Now proceed for execution. What is our Bresenhems line program? Okay. Now that I have saved the F9. Then go to this compile the program and then run the program. So it is visible to all these points. Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I am going to enter my first point. Suppose I have entered the first point is 23. Okay. And second point is 44. Third point is 233 and 441 suppose. Okay, these are my points. So that line should be like this. So they have calculated in increment order. Okay, so that is not exactly 45 degree. So suppose I have changed the coordinates like this. Again compile and then run. Here 1 2 3 is my first coordinate, then 91, and I am increasing in y direction suppose with 11 and here 31. Okay. Means 1 2 3 the ending point is the largest one and 1131 is the smallest one point. Means that line is going to start from the 12391 and end with 1131. Everybody understood? Is it visible to? Because of the connection is disconnected right now and again connected. Now this is the function, sine function. Okay, so what is the purpose of this sine function? To calculate the sine Sine of x value and y value. Means whether you are incrementing in x or y value increment. So you may say that is a x increment value, and y increment value. Y increment value that the sine function is going to calculate. So this is the use of sine function. So this is the define. I have define, declare, and their call. So this is my define. Here I have declared this function. See, so here I have declared the function, and where I have called this function? Here. See the sine function I have called. Here I have called the function. So that S1, S2 value indicate whether that goes to the x direction or y direction. Or you may say that S1 and S2 sign indicate go for D upper or lower or D lower. So that is their indication. So that's why this S1 and S2 you can put over here. S1 and S2 indicate that is. So that we have modified. So this is my S1 and S2 value. Then X1, Y1, that you have put this X1, Y1 value initialize, dx is greater than dy. So that is for the exchange flag. Okay. So how can exchange is by using temp value. Temp is equal to dx, dx is equal to dy, and dy is equal to temp. And then you have to put the exchange flag as in 1. Now, this is little bit difficult to understand, but this is very easy. Here we are not put any float value, and even you are not consider any float as a my variable. See, so these are all the variables that you are consider as an integer only. So this is the biggest advantage of Bresenhems line drawing algorithm. So I will circulate this, the entire or explanation and implementation that you have to execute on your side. So that turn on your mic on and tell me there any problem or any question. Okay, then I will stop the sharing. Okay. So I will circulate these programs to you.